What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I usually do case ratios as a separate video from Market Watch, but there's some interesting things happening with prices here already that are indicative of the actual ratios that have happened. And on top of that, there's other things I want to revisit from Market Watch earlier in the week and some changes happening right now. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alistair the Invoker of Madness is about 6 per case. For a secret rare, that's every other box, kind of similar to what we've seen in the past. And I don't think that's the worst thing since he's a one-of, and it's a deck that not everyone's chasing. Unless a ban list really levels the playing field for the Invoked, I don't think that this is going to be the most demanded card out of this set long term. And we actually see on eBay it's much more, $32. So it would seem like TCG Player is the place to come get a deal, but with that 5% off down below, it's actually even cheaper, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles has it at 26.54, and TCG Player usually does actually take a look over here, so that might be why you're seeing such a better deal on TCG Player rather than eBay. Restocked and already sold out at $16 is Ash Blossom. Oof. Big oof. And we see over here $20 already. The demand for this card is just going sky high. And we see it over here as well. If we actually take auctions off, let's see what we get here. We get about a low of $20 as well. What's happening here? Ash Blossom is about, on average, 10 per case. So if you don't know what a case is, here where I'm talking, that is 12 booster boxes of the set. About 720 MSRP if you're going at $60 per box, which is usually what you can find product at. You see up here, unopened, $60 boxes. You have a chance of about, in every 12 boxes, 10 of them should have an Ash Blossom. You'll see no Ash in some boxes, you'll see 2 Ashes in some boxes, and every single pack that has Ash oddly seems to have Mechaba and Golden Bamboo Sword. It seems to be a common theme that it's highly likely when you're pulling an Ash Blossom, you see those cards as if it was like pre-packed or something. It's really weird, but that's only 3 playsets in circulation per case. And if we go back to Legendary Collection Kaiba, we do some quick maths. 12 boxes of Kaiba, a case is 360, times 2 equals 720, and you only had 8 Ashes in circulation per that amount. So the same 720 here for 12 boxes is 10 into circulation. Only 2 more for the product, meaning there's another product with a supply out. So the supply has indefinitely gone up, but it's also a limited product in a sense that I don't think we'll see an unlimited run of Shadows in Valhalla, and there's only so many Ash Blossoms from it. You actually have an unlimited run from Legendary Collection Kaiba's collection, and that didn't influence the market so much. There will definitely be a bigger flood from this initially, but if this isn't in the Megatins or something, long term, we could see this go up. It's about as impactful as Droll and Lock Bird right now, though. Droll and Lock, probably the best hand trap of the format, but arguably up there is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and Ash Blossom will last probably multiple formats longer in terms of its playability, and you even see it limited in the OCG list. So there's the math on it. You can run your own numbers on how you think it will impact the market with the flood of them, but being top heavy's sometime a good thing. Like, yes, a lot of people want this, but that wasn't the initial point of the product. It's almost like a bonus into the product. And we see other things. These are all short print, by the way. The Mischief of the Time Goddess, Ride of the Valkyries, and Brunhild. I think Ride was as low as an average of 4 per case, whereas the others seem to be 6. But Mischief of the Time Goddess, obviously the way more collectible card overall, just by its looks, by what it did in the show, rather than the enabler of the deck. And the deck really just isn't that good. It looks like we've learned from Magibullets, when a deck isn't that good, even if it's brand new, the prices shouldn't be that steep, and that's kind of what's happening. Another short print here, about 10 per case, is what invocation is going on around here, and that's why it has its higher price. Mechaba didn't just come in the packs with Ash Blossom, same with Golden Bamboo Sword, but every time you pulled an Ash, you seem to get those, and that's pretty crazy. So the number of those are up, but Invocation is not. We'll visit that on eBay in a second. And Saizo is another shorter print. Is it shorter print? I don't know. Half a case. that's pretty small on some of these pulls. But yeah, there's your numbers overall. If you have any questions, do ask in the comment section down below. Let's visit some prices over here. About $10. Where's it resting? Yep, about the same. So TCG player winning on Ride by far. Winning on Mischief of the Time Goddess, really going out there and trying to get their value out of their cases. And we look at what Invocation, we see it's around $6 here also. So unfortunately, Invocation's actually not that cheap comparatively to where we first thought it might be. Yes, Ash Blossom short printed twice, Invocation short printed twice. But at the same time, at least, you know, you're probably getting one per box. Almost. That 10 ratio is just so weird. 10 out of 12. It's so odd. It really is. But what do you guys think about these short prints? It's more normal for sets like this, right? Like Shadows and Valhalla, the Secret Forces, those kind of hidden arsenal-like sets. That's typically when we do see these shenanigans more often than not. What do you guys think, and where do you think Alistair will go? Do you think this is actually a deal on him and he'll float back towards 30, or will he continue to go down and Ash Blossom actually become the chase card of the set? I think if Ash Blossom's not in the Megatins, which would completely destroy the ratio of him, and please, Konami, you did it with Foolish Burial Goods over and over. Why not Ash Blossom? Please, please. Yes, I'll wait and hope for the Megatins, but I don't think so. I don't think we're getting the Foolish Burial Goods treatment for it. If Ash Blossom's not in the Megatins, do you think it passes Alistair in terms of pricing? Let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, just looking, these are at 26s. I do see this maybe going back towards 30 as the other one rises as well currently. Mech Knight Purple Nightfall got a buyout. People are seeming really bold with this one and thinking that it's not going to be in the Megatins. And Blue has been creeping on up there as well. Even Morningstar creeping back towards 6 from its 4 point earlier. People are really looking at this, and maybe it's just the real quick grab and thoughts of the Invoked maybe being good after the ban list, / the hype of it being out. But it really is insane to see it get so many volleys of buyouts in a short time, maybe permanently increasing its price to a $20 card if it's not in the Megatins. And I don't know. Whenever it comes to speculation of the Megatins, I usually like to wait till like that moment it's announced to decide, okay, I'm gonna need to get this now. But sometimes that's too slow, and I understand going ahead with it, but at the same time, you still take that risk. I think if these get announced in it, they will be announced together, but maybe they will be missing. Addressing earlier on Market Watch, a lot of you guys had the point of that I should go ahead and feature the other option, in a sense, for Rescue Cat as a level 2 Earth Beast tuner. Elephon versus Valeraphon. A Valeraphon here has 100 less attack. And yes, while its effect could be considered decent in other decks, when you're playing Rescue Cat in these meta decks, you're not going to get the effect off. So basically that 100 attack, that competitive Garnet Sense is where people are headed with that, as well as you could maybe actually pull its effect off at some point in a duel if you needed to draw this as a chum blocker. Maybe. But realistically, it's that 100 attack threshold that ends up making this. And it's from D-Rev, a set that was widely popular and isn't the easiest to actually get these days. So it's one printing being way back in the past, and that 100 attack actually seems to be the reason that it is up there. And don't come crying to me if you go budget and you lose a duel because of that 100 attack. But realistically, you're synchroing away with it. You're usually using this turn 1. It shouldn't matter that much. You have a great budget option here to go with should you need it. So you are right in that you can run this. You are right that usually 99 times out of 100, probably even more than that, that 100 attack's not mattering. But hey, you never know. And finally, I just wanted to touch on Megatins also again. Borreload Dragon here is still up, and people are asking me why. Well, the competitive season has started again. We have regionals. We have the 200th coming. People want to guaranteed have this. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but when it comes to the Megatins, I think the chase card is going to be evenly matched. I've said this a few times, but I'm very confident in it at this point. You need 3 of these if you're playing them, and a lot of people are going to want to at least side deck this card, if not main deck it in a going second deck sometimes. But Borreload Borreload's a one of, and the quantities, the amount of Megatins are going to be open more than any other product. So one of's like Firewall and Borreload, despite how many duelists might want them, I think will have to go down below evenly matched. And you do have a deck in the meta playing this Altergeist as well, so I think there's a lot of merits to evenly matched being the chase card out of the 10s versus the one of it in the extra deck. Just think of the quantities when you're limited to 15 secret rares in a set that's going to be torn open by so many different people that usually don't even go in on a product of the year. There's people that only buy the Megatins to rip them open for pre-sales, so do be careful in pre-sales and the prices you're paying. And dude, I think try to go for evenly matched. I think it's going to be similar to Solemn Strike when it was released, in terms of it's going to start out much lower than it was and then almost double over time. It's just going to continue to go up, I think, after that initial bottom out from release. Oh yeah. So what do you guys think of today's market watch, and would you like me to kind of do this more so with case ratios instead of just bringing them and showing them off and going into all the theories, kind of in doing more of a practical look like this and talking about them? Those are both, again, USA and Euro combined. I got 10 cases of TCG ratios, and then I got even more from Europe, so they seem to be about the dead same. Very little variation there, and Ride seems to be the hardest card to pull out of the entire set. That's pretty crazy. But again, the Valkyries just aren't that impactful, and really, I do think we learned from Magibullet. So let me know what you think about everything in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the discussion itself, please give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn that notification bell on for more market watches, because you never know what time I'm randomly going to upload. It could be 4, it could be noon, it could be 10 at night. Do that for me if you would.